This is David Magnus from Toronto, Canada, and I'm in the sales coaching industry. For me, I've been there. I spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort. Didn't get the results that were promised by their marketing campaigns. So it really set me up for disappointment. In taking a course that was more grounded, I really liked, because I have this whole esoteric spiritual side that I like to explore, but I'm also very logical as well. And so your course grounds both. And I think that was really what attracted me to it the most, because of so much research and so much science behind it, and not just, the love and light stuff, the airy-fairy, which is great. It's fantastic. I find it limiting. And for all the promises made in that realm, I think a lot of people maybe come away disappointed. I had battled in the past with mental health concerns around depression, around anxiety. That led to some coping strategies, as we all have, which I learned from you. And my coping strategies were damaging. So I was finding coping strategies that were limiting, that were damaging, and I've been struggling for a long time to try to get on top of these behaviors that I needed to cope. And I didn't really realize that I needed them to cope. I just thought I was maybe a person who was just not being effective in life or something like that. So it was actually refreshing to know that, hey, maybe my nervous system is what's causing all of this, all of the symptoms, all of what I'm trying to combat. So that curiosity really led me to get the course, to buy the course, to jump into the work and explore it a lot more. So I think really it could be desperation. You never know. It could be desperation, that I was just really looking to solve this issue and get well. And, conventional counseling, therapy, all the SSRI drugs and all that stuff and the side effects that come with that. Did that, didn't like it, and then did my own self-medicating for time.
Yep.
And just didn't know that this was the cause. So I guess the 3 intro videos educated me.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the problem. Turns out it was the problem, and it is the problem. So now, at least having identified it, I can work on it. The things that I've used in the past to try to get well were a lot of meditation, and different types of meditation, different types of techniques. Affirmations were big, vision boarding, and then even as far as to go into the real energy work. So whether it be Reiki work or what have you. And, I'm still on board with that kind of thing. It just, I don't think you can Reiki fix a broken leg. So to speak, right?
Yeah,
I'd be kind of silly, but I don't think that work can fix everything.
Yeah.
Even though that is kind of how it's marketed, that's kind of how it's touted. And I think for me, it's a bit damaging. It actually cost me time, cost me money. So, and I know those people aren't setting out to cost people time and money. They're looking to heal.
Yeah.
So it was just refreshing to find a better way that, again, paid attention to both sides, of both parts of the equation. And again, identified something that for decades, I've been searching for decades, and I hadn't found it. I'm like, where you been, Irene? Where you been? The one biggest thing I learned, and I think the one most refreshing thing in the program was how the program deals with anger, human anger, and human aggressive feelings. I guess what are touted to be the negative emotions. And I think a lot of stuff out there wants to brush it under the carpet and pretend it's not there. And I'm of the opinion that all human emotions are valid, or they wouldn't exist. So the fact that there's a method, first of all, the fact that it's acknowledged is huge.
Yeah.
And then moving beyond that, the fact that there's a technique to help clear it and move beyond it, for me was the most refreshing, enlightening, probably aha moment. Because I got anger.
Yeah.
I got anger, and it needs to come out because it's going to come out eventually. So I would rather sort of have a technique to help me through it than try to suppress it down and have it come out in some ugly way.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest component is the way you don't sidestep the negative human emotion of anger and aggression, rather than just say, oh, you're being negative. Focus on love and light and just focus on positive. Go to your happy place. Like, no, it's not going to work, and it hasn't worked for me.
You've tried that. It sounds like
I've tried it. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
And you can suppress it for a bit, and even with prior to this, I was we had talked about me taking another course that was probably very similar to a lot of courses I'd taken in the past. It involved yoga, meditation, affirmations. So a lot of what's out there, and the idea was that I've done that before. Let's try something different.
Yeah. And
I don't know. I think you're aware that your course is different among the industry.
Yes.
Which is a good thing. Is a really good thing. So, kind of a leap of faith there, and an intuitive hit that no, this is where I need to go, and the other stuff is there. It's great, and people are going to do that. But I'm going to go this route because, again, it's what I feel that I need. And now, actually, the funny thing is, I look at so much through the lens of the nervous system dysregulation.
Yeah.
It's easy. I see it everywhere. Now I'm seeing everything through the lens of nervous system and its dysregulation. Versus before, I might have seen something, it's your thinking, or it's your limiting beliefs, or it's karma, or all that really spiritual, more spiritual in line with that reality. So now I see it as more something here grounded that people can work on. So it's actually a real positive because it's not something airy-fairy that's out there that we can't grasp or see.
Yeah.
We can't grasp or see it, I guess. But it's just more grounded. And for me, when something's a little more grounded, then we can do something about it. So the fact that I'm seeing it, a lot of interactions in the world through the lens of nervous system dysregulation, I actually see it as an epidemic. So huge amount of work needed, huge amount of practitioners needed. And, the word's got to get out there because right now, we're kind of going about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I hadn't come across the 12-week course, I would still be very, very much spinning in my coping strategies. Of binge watching television to escape. Escapism, really. I would still be just really having no techniques to take me away from escapism, and my effectiveness in life wouldn't be as good. So even though the course, like you said, isn't touted as a business course per se, it's allowed me to be more effective in business.
Wow. It's
allowed me to go out in the world and do things that I might not would have done otherwise. Toast is one. I'm actually learning to be a better public speaker.
Awesome.
And I'm actually right now investigating taking a stand-up comedian course. Why? I don't know. Just because it's fun. Yeah. So, and I really don't feel I would have done that before. I just would have stayed small and not gone and sourced that out and just been, again, caught up in all of the escapisms that has sort of led my life for decades.
That's awesome. That's so cool to hear.
Yeah.
And before we got on the line, you mentioned that you went and worked out.
I did. That's as far as coping strategies go. They're changing. They're becoming much more positive. And thinking about doing the stuff that I used to do is not enticing anymore. So this other way to go about it.
Right.
That was the biggest thing. I mean, for all the knowledge that I've gone and I've sought out and found, it was this 12-week course, I think, that really sort of where the penny dropped. And I was like, oh, okay, you can find more positive, empowering coping strategies. And here they are. So I think that was, if I was to say the best thing about the course, is that I actually found some positive coping strategies that worked and will continue to work and will actually expand my own capacity for them to work even more. So it's actually kind of limitless. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's a very good feeling. It's much more, and since I'm into personal empowerment and personal growth, to find something that actually follows through on creating that empowered feeling is, well, with my history, it's kind of a shock, to tell you the truth. Yeah. But it's nice. It's nice that it's actually someone's followed up and followed through on their marketing.
And I can even see like the shock kind of on your face as you say that.
I guess because I've been dealing with it for so long. Mental health concerns as anxiety, depression, just being overly stimulated, I guess, by the world, that I just thought that was the way it's going to be. Right. So it's just going to stay that way, and that's just my lot in life. Suck it up, deal with it. Yep. And so now it's like, oh, I don't have to do that. So yes, I'm shocked because I was almost prepared. I was always mentally preparing myself for this. I'm 40, so like 50-year run of just being that way. And I was like, to find something that was like, yeah, you don't have to be that way. You can actually fix it. That was shocking, and it's emotional really because I was kind of giving up a little bit. Yeah. Giving up.
I'm so glad you found this through the Facebook. Isn't it interesting?
Zuckerberg.
We'll have to send him a letter later.
Yes. Yeah, take a leap of faith and jump into it, because it's not familiar work. This isn't familiar work that's out there. Conventional medicine won't get you there. All of the extreme other side of, yoga's great. I love yoga. Yeah. Meditation, great. Breathing, mindfulness, all great. But it's not going to grow that capacity of our nervous system that we're missing. And when we grow that capacity, it just allows us to be better humans, better people, and happier, just a lot happier. And a lot more aware, actually, about what I'm doing sort of to either facilitate my own misery, or there's something I can do to sort of facilitate my own happiness. So if anyone's watching that's just on the fence about it, I would say just take a leap of faith and do it, because I was a mess, and I kind of feel like this is the missing link in all of the personal development healing industry that is not being told enough. It's kind of like a hidden secret. And to have faith in you, because I don't know if you have a lot of knowledge. I don't know, and it's like a serial student as well. The fact that you're always learning and always going to workshops and always just adding to that knowledge of how you can help your clients and how you can help people, that's huge. Because so I'd say put faith in you and your background, your knowledge, and your continued education, and your commitment to that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to ask, are you going to keep doing the coursework?
Yeah. I can't wait till it comes around again, actually. When did I take it? I'm bad with dates. So let's say I took it months ago. And spin around again in the spring. And I'm totally going to jump in again. And it's going to be different, because there'll be new people there, which I will totally get something out of, because it helps with that beginner's mindset, because they're beginners. And I'm a little bit further down the path, so I'll get something as well. And I'll be able to dive in, hopefully, with a little more, be a little more pragmatic, I guess, to get through it with more scheduling. Because coming from where I was coming before, being scheduling and being disciplined and all of that was tougher.
Yeah.
It's just now that I have an increased capacity, and the second go round will actually be better. Yes. Lifetime access, big fan.
It's a good thing. And honesty time. You didn't get through the whole course, the first round.
No, I'm not through the course at all. Yeah. And I don't think I'll ever, because you keep adding labs too. You keep adding value. So it's like, every time I try to finish, it's just going to get bigger. I'll always be chasing the finish line.
Yeah.
It's all good stuff. And I'm looking forward actually to taking it again, to getting more involved with the group, with the calls, and then setting up a schedule for my own learning, because I didn't do it as good as I know I can do it. And that's it's limited my results, but even my results from that limited work I put in, I'm kind of crazy actually. So I'm because I wasn't a good student. If anyone's listening, I was not a good student. So if I wasn't a good student and I'm getting all this benefit, just imagine if I totally committed to it and was a good on-point student, how far I would be. So.
Well, we'll see you very soon.
Yes.